There are things about you that should never be known. Not by your friends, not by your partner, not even by your family. Why? Because once they're known, they become weapons. And in the wrong hands, they can destroy your relationships, your career, your self-worth, even your freedom. Today, I'm exposing 7 things no one must ever know about you, with real-life examples that prove how dangerous oversharing really is. Let's go straight in. 1. Your deepest insecurities. Everyone has them. But once you tell someone what you truly hate about yourself, what keeps you up at night, they now have the trigger. A man once told his girlfriend he felt inferior because he didn't go to college. During an argument, she screamed, "No wonder you're such a loser. You never even got a degree." That moment crushed him. Not because it was true, but because he gave her the bullet and she fired it. What to do instead? Talk to a therapist. Write it in a journal. But don't put your insecurities in the hands of someone who might one day want to win against you. 2. Your financial struggles. Unless someone is legally or professionally responsible for your finances, keep your money problems to yourself. A man confessed to a close friend that he was deeply in debt. That friend told others, and soon the man was viewed as unstable, unreliable. Even though he'd always paid his bills on time, he didn't lose money. He lost reputation. Here's the danger. People respect strength. Once they see you as weak, they treat you like a liability, even if you're not. 3. Your past crimes or moral failures. Even if you've changed, most people can't unsee the past once they know it. A woman shared in a relationship that she once cheated. But it was years ago. The guy forgave her, at first. But every argument turned into, "You're probably texting someone else like you did back then." Eventually, he didn't leave because she cheated. He left because he couldn't stop imagining it. Lesson: your growth is real. But not everyone has the emotional maturity to accept your evolution without using your past as a mirror to mistrust. 4. Your darkest thoughts. Everyone has intrusive, strange, or even cruel thoughts. That doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you human. But don't confuse vulnerability with recklessness. A guy told his friend, "Sometimes I think life would be easier if I just disappeared." That friend panicked and called others. Rumors spread. Suddenly, everyone saw him as mentally unstable. He wasn't. He was just being honest. The rule here is simple. Don't confess your storm to people who live in sunshine. They won't get it. They'll just call the weather report. 5. Your secret ambitions. This one is controversial, but hear this. Not everyone should know what you're working toward. Dreams are fragile. Expose them too early, and people will crush them, out of jealousy, doubt, or fear. A young man shared with coworkers that he was starting a side business. A month later, his manager let him go, citing lack of focus. Coincidence? Maybe. But when people feel threatened by your ambition, they'll find a reason to cut your wings before you even try to fly. Protect your dreams. Feed them in silence. Let the results do the talking. 6. Your relationship problems. This one destroys friendships and marriages alike. Every time you vent about your partner to others, you invite permanent judgment on a temporary emotion. A woman vents to her best friend that her boyfriend sometimes gets cold and distant. The friend starts whispering, "He's toxic." Now every time she reconciles with him, she has to defend her decision. Her relationship isn't just between two people anymore. It's infected by outside opinion. Remember, fix internal problems internally. Once outsiders weigh in, they rarely leave quietly. 7. Your emotional pressure points. Everyone has that one thing that triggers them. Abandonment. Being lied to, rejection. But if someone knows it, they can control you. Or worse, hurt you just enough to keep you hooked. A guy told his girlfriend that his mother abandoning him made him fear being left again. What did she do? Every time he upset her, she threatened to leave, then took it back. It wasn't love. It was emotional terrorism. Never let anyone know what breaks you, because when you do, you're no longer in control of your own emotional thermostat. Now you know. These 7 things aren't just facts about you. They're entry points into your mind, your past, your fears, your future. And once exposed, they don't just reveal who you are. They invite people to reshape you from the outside in. Let me ask you something. How many times in your life have you felt betrayed, misunderstood, manipulated by someone who once said, "You can trust me"? How many times did you hand them the knife they eventually used? Not because you were stupid, not because you were weak, but because you believed. You believed that vulnerability was safety. You believed that honesty guaranteed loyalty. But here's the cold truth, the kind the Stoics understood all too well. Never trust your peace to those who are still at war with themselves. Marcus Aurelius. People are not as safe as they seem, and pain doesn't always come from enemies. Sometimes it comes from the ones you whispered your scars to in the dark, the ones who said, "You're safe with me." But once emotion fades, once ego kicks in, that safe space becomes a courtroom, and every secret you ever shared becomes evidence against you. Here's the twist. You can't undo what you've shared, but you can become someone no longer afraid of being known. Not because you've leaked less, but because you've learned how to guard the gates of your soul. The Stoics didn't just teach self-control, they taught emotional sovereignty. He who angers you owns you. He who manipulates your guilt commands your freedom. He who knows your weakness doesn't have to hit you, he just has to hint at it. And you've been hinting at your own downfall, without even knowing it. But not anymore, because now you know. Some things must be buried, not because you're ashamed, but because you understand power. And yet, there's one final truth I haven't told you. The most dangerous thing that happens when these secrets are exposed. It's not the betrayal. It's not the judgment. It's not even the control. It's this. You start doubting yourself. You start wondering if maybe they were right. Maybe you are too broken, too insecure, too much of a burden. And that quiet erosion of self-respect is how lives get wasted. Not in loud explosions, but in slow leaks of dignity. So, I'll leave you with this. Guard your truth like a kingdom. Not everyone who knocks deserves a key. Not everyone who listens is loyal. And not every safe space is actually safe. Sometimes, the less they know about you, the more powerful you become.